Hey guys, welcome back. Mike Frank with Berkshire Hathaway, Frank Oliver and Company, coming to you from our old location, new location, old location, because we are renovating the back half of our office. So a lot of big things to come here at Berkshire. Very excited about a lot of things that are going on, but it's displaced us for a couple weeks. So we're going to be here, trendy, in the front window, and hopefully we'll get some beautiful weather like we're having today, and we'll be able to bring you guys great content. All right, so how to prepare your home for a photo shoot. This is something that a lot of people don't think about, right? Especially as we look at other homes in the marketplace. And sometimes we're touring homes for 2 times with 2 different clients, and we get to see the opportunity before they were ready to list the home, and then after they were ready to list the home, and even sometimes beyond, right? I had the recent opportunity of going into a home right when it came onto the market. 2 months later, another buyer was interested. And so we went back to the home with that second buyer, and I was able to see the differences about how these people were preparing their home. And it's quite interesting because it seems very, very basic, but yet if you don't prepare your home for sale, it's just not going to show that well, especially when it comes to photos, right? If you don't prepare your home for photos, your photographer's not going to do it for you. They're not going to make your bed. And I know that sounds silly, but if you don't make your bed, you're going to have an ugly bed in your photos. And who's going to want to move into your house with an ugly bed, right? Now's the time to start getting ready. It's the time to start thinking about painting and carpet and cleaning your home and staging your home for the most maximum price. As we're coming into a really busy season, this is the opportunity for you to go maybe from 250 to 265,000, or even from 825,000 to 900,000. These are big, big, big advantages that you can take of in the marketplace. And oh, by the way, oftentimes when we're selling for more money, we're also selling much faster. We're limiting the amount of people that are coming into our home. Hello, COVID. And we want to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves and maximizing our profitability. So, a couple things that we had, 10 items. Empty your home, right? Eliminate as much as you can. Get rid of all the clutter, all the extra stuff. If you have things that are sitting on the shelf that you haven't dusted in a year, get rid of it. Put it in a box, take it with you, but don't have it out for showings. Empty your home. Houses look best when they're empty and people can imagine themselves living there, right? Nobody wants to come into their home and see all of your family photos because they're not going to really imagine their family there. Now, if you were to take those photos out and just have the empty frame so that you didn't have paint on the wall, that might look weird too. So maybe you want to paint the wall, right? If you're going to leave your furniture, if you're going to set your house up, you want to stage it for success. You want to have somebody come in, and we have a great stager that we work with that comes into every single one of our listings, gives us the opportunity to not only stage with their furniture, but sometimes they're going to stage your furniture, right? We can create the opportunity to make your home as beautiful as possible, optimizing the space and laying it out in a way that's just modern and fresh. Even little things like pillows on an old couch will make a big difference. And those are the types of things that maybe you don't have or you don't know about, but we can certainly help you guys as far as staging your home. In inclusion with staging, why don't you think about walking through your home for the very first time? What if you walked into that hallway light, you flip on the light switch, and although there's 3 bulbs up there, only one of them is lit. It's very dim, it's very sad, and it doesn't give buyers the really comfort feeling, I just came home to my beautiful new home. This is especially important in the winter when it's dark outside. In the summer, we do have extra hours of light, but especially as we go down into basements, into workspaces, and into the laundry room, that's always the culprit, where there's like a pole switch light that doesn't work. And you've just been there for the last 7 years and you do your laundry on Saturday morning so you don't care. But for the rest of the buyers that are looking at your home, get that light bulb working, right? It's so important for photography, especially because this is your opportunity to really brighten up the space and show the photographer exactly what they should be taking a picture of. I know that sounds silly, but if you had a family of 5 and only 4 people showed up to the photos, the photographer wouldn't really know that you had a family of 5. You have to tell them what you want them to take a photo of, right? Cleaning the carpets throughout the house seems like a very logical and optimized thing, but maybe steam cleaning is something that you want to invest a little bit of money into before you get somebody with a professional photo coming in and taking a look at your home. Maybe you want to put an emoji over the dog poop stain, or maybe you just want to stage your home a little bit better and create the opportunity that you can clean it, freshen it, and create the opportunity for people to see themselves living there. Now, we did mention removing all of your personal items, decluttering your home, right? The 3 Ds of real estate: declutter, deep clean, and depersonalize, right? Get your stuff out of the house. Get your photos out of the house. Get your 91-year-old grandma's artwork out of the house, because people just can't quite honestly see themselves there. They want to see their own opportunity. They want to see the little change drawer that's empty, not completely overflowing and full. They don't want to see your, shout out to my dad, big rubber band ball sitting on the shelf. It doesn't matter to anybody else except you. And I know you've had that thing for 50 years, but if you're getting ready to sell your home, that's not the type of thing that people want to see. They want to see an open shelf where they can imagine their books and their trinkets and their little things that they have for the last 50 years. We want to create the opportunity for them to feel like they can pull in and feel comfortable. So if you have a 7-car garage and you have a 5-car driveway, well, get your 7 cars out of the garage and get your 5 cars out of the driveway, because ultimately they've got to go somewhere. And if somebody's going to feel like, hey, I can pull into my home with me and my wife and my kids and my family and my grandson and so on and so forth, we want to create the opportunity to feel like that garage driveway space is as open as it should be, right? Even lining your cars up in a different orientation that's going to make it feel more comfortable is going to be that piece that's going to feel so much better for a buyer that's considering living in your home, especially if you have somebody like the home that we recently sold that has a history of cars. This guy wanted the 2-car, 2-ceiling garage because he wanted the opportunity for stacking cars throughout the garage. I think the guy has 16 cars in what was originally considered a 10-car garage because he stacked them. But without removing all of this stuff, he would have never seen how tall the garage was and created the opportunity for himself. So get rid of your cars, get rid of your vehicles, anything that's dilapidated and doesn't make sense, whether it's an RV, a boat, or a car that just hasn't run for the last 10 years, get rid of it. It's going to look terrible in the photos. It's going to look poor for the buyers when they pull up to the home, and ultimately it's going to limit your exposure. Now, something else that's right there alongside of that old nasty boat is your disgusting trash can. And I know you're making fun of me from yesterday when I don't have trash cans in my house, but the reason I don't like trash cans is because it's the first thing that people see when they pull up. When they pull up, they're going to get out of their car, they're going to set their first eyes on your property, and the first thing they're going to see is an ugly, like blue or green or orange trash can sitting around the side of your home. Get rid of it, especially for photos. This is your 1 minute of fame online, right? Get the opportunity for your photos to be as clean and crisp as possible. Take that trash can away. Put it in the backyard for the minute, even if it's just for the photos. Get rid of it. It feels so much better to not see that bold, ugly colored trash can sitting right on the side of the house. Now, something else that's especially important right now as we come into the spring is removing old flower pots, getting rid of the debris and the trash from last year's planting, last year's gardening, especially when it comes to photos. Just cut it out and make it look clean. Get some mulch down there, clean it up, and make your whole landscaping beds look attractive for those photos. Even if nothing else, even if you haven't planted, you don't have any flowers, make it look good. I have a couple of planters that are just sitting empty by the side of my house, and if I was getting my home photoed right now, I'd want to get those moved, get them out, get them into the back where I would have the opportunity to eliminate that sore spot from my listing. Now, when people are coming to see my home, those flowers could be planted. It's a beautiful week. I probably will plant some herbs and flowers this week, so it would be a great additive. The empty plant in the photos is a terrible idea, right? As we talk about flower pots, make sure your landscaping is looking its best. Get your mulching done the week before you have photos. Get your grass cut the week before you have photos. Get your dog walker to take care of the dog and clean up the backyard. Kids' toys and all the things that are laying around our backyards, especially if you have a pool or if you are, have a baby and you have baby toys laying around. You want to make sure you clean those spaces up. Your landscaping is such an attractive part of a home, especially as we come into the spring and people are thinking about living outside and enjoying and taking care of themselves, especially COVID world. We want to have great outdoor spaces for our own selves to live in, and nothing's going to show better than a cleanly manicured lawn and landscape for your photos. And the last thing that we had was the pool area. Now, something that is fun and funny is when you have a pool, stage it, right? If you have a pool and you have a giant rubber ducky float, get it out there. It's going to look cute in the photos. Get it looking good, get it looking its best. What you don't want is 7 noodles laying on the deck. You don't want 2 chairs that are folded over because the wind blows them over. When the photographer shows up for photos for your home, they're showing up ready to shoot. They don't need to be there for 4 hours while they lay out all of your pool decorations. They don't need to be there for 4 hours while they clean and make your bed. Ultimately, get your house in order, get your stuff taken care of so your photographer can be in, out, and really spend the time editing the photos and making them look as great as possible. A little bit, maybe an hour's worth of preparation would go a long way. And as we look at so many buyers doing their first showing online in virtual tour or another form of online showing, really by the time that they get to your house, it's kind of like their second tour, and they should be ready to make an offer if you've done all the things right. Anyway, as you guys have more questions, we're always here. Always call me, direct message, PM, wherever you are. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll talk to you guys real soon. Thanks so much. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for weekly content. Also, check out our social media pages. The links are in the description below. See you next week.